What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gmias back to give you the NFL recap for Week 7. We're going to go ahead and jump right onto it because I got a lot I got to say about a lot of craziness that was happening in Week 7. We're going to start off with Seattle at Arizona. Seattle won the game 34-22. Pretty much, what can I really say about this? I've been saying it since I can remember. Carson Palmer is a fucking bum. I don't know how else to say it. I may have to learn Mandarin like Jay-Z and shit from what he said in that song or something else to really translate to people. Carson Palmer is a fucking bum. There's no other way for me to really describe it. Kudos to Seattle. They have a really, really tough defense. Once Percy Harvin gets back in it, once he gets into that lineup, I don't really know who's going to beat Seattle. I'm going to be honest with you, because if that defense is able to stay the way that it stayed, if you guys know your history about defense, the old cliche, defense wins championships, that defense is something to be reckoned with. And everybody's going to have their bad games and different things will happen. But if that defense could just play half as good as they actually appear to be on paper, I wouldn't want to see them. Them dudes come to the game with sex toys. Like, it's like, I know the Colts beat them, but like I said, the Colts is a very unique team by the way they're set up. I'll get to them later, but Seattle's a team to be reckoned with, and that's all I can say. I'm letting you guys know from the beginning that they're better than the 49ers, and I've already predicted that before the season started, that Seattle would be better than the 49ers, and they're just all around a more dominant team. And especially when Percy Harvin is a playmaker. He's experienced, and I'm so happy he got out of Minnesota, because when I get to them, they're the last game, but that fucking guy, Josh Freeman, bro, he needs to do what's right. Go to the nearest bridge and do what's right. That guy is fucking garbage. So pretty much, it's nothing really spectacular that happened in this game. You know, I watched it. It wasn't like, wow. Only thing I was wowing me is that Carson Palmer is still so awful, and he's consistently been a bum. And he's been moving around from the Bengals, and he's been exposed ever since he left. He was a bum at Cincinnati, even though, you know, Hushmanzada and what's that guy? What's the other Johnson's name? I forgot the other Johnson. He is a dick. Now that I'm saying Johnson, but what is his name? Ocho Cinco, Chad Johnson. He was able to hide. Those guys were able to hide that Carson Palmer was a fucking bum for a lot of years. That guy is shitty as fuck. So, every time I talk about Arizona, that's what I'm going to talk about, because he's going to be the reason that they don't go anywhere. I would be so frustrated if I was a wide receiver on that team. I would just want to go and slap the shit out of him with an open hand, because he's fucking trash. But besides that, the Seattle Seahawks are doing what they're supposed to do. I believe they are the best team in the NFL at this point, regardless of what power rankings come out. I haven't even seen them yet, but that's what I believe. And I think they will continue to prove it. I think Pete Carroll, ever since he paid Reggie Bush off at USC and ran in the middle of the night like a thief, I think he's a great coach for that franchise, and I think they have the potential to be consistently good because he has a lot of speed on defense and he has a talented defense. I don't know, the slowest person on this team is probably Browner. I think Browner is slower than their D tackles. Other than that, Seattle's pretty much very, very good. I can't complain. So it's nothing really spectacular that jumps out at me other than Carson Palmer's a fucking bum. That's it. There's nothing else I can really say about it. Okay, so the next game is Tampa Bay at Atlanta, 31-23. Okay, obviously Tampa Bay is done. So is Darrelle Revis. Listen, that guy right there, last week, whenever they played the Eagles, fucking Deshaun Jackson had a baby with this motherfucker. Like, listen, he was fucking this guy Revis all over the place. I understand that Deshaun Jackson is a very fast receiver, but if you're a shutdown corner like you claim to be, you got to handle your business. So I'm still like, he hasn't been the same, and leaving the Jets probably wasn't the best thing for him, because Tampa Bay right now, Greg Schiano's probably gonna be fired within like the next minute as I'm doing this recap. Greg Schiano will probably be fired at the same time, because the team is just they were able to do a lot of things. Vincent Jackson looked real good. He's always been a beast, even back with the Chargers, but he looks a lot slimmer and ready for action right now. Other than that, I don't really see that much with that team. I don't think it's much to look forward to. Atlanta is a very, like, I understand that Roddy White and Julio Jones is out for the season, and Roddy White was out for this game. But Douglas stepped up, made some big plays. You know, I had Douglas. I had a chance to pick up Douglas for my fantasy team, and I just didn't because I'm a dickhead. But ATL is not impressive. They're not going anywhere. Pretty much Mike Smith, the head coach, he's gonna have his hair gonna change from all white to all purple. He's just gonna become a punk rock dude because he's going crazy. That team is fucking shitty. Gonzalez should have just stayed and just chilled out with his son or something and just went back to school and just started doing college all over again. Do something else other than come back for this bullshit that's going on over there in the dirty South. But pretty much Tampa Bay, I almost threw up watching the game. I'll be honest with you. I had Pepto-Bismol. I took a shit like 5 times. It was garbage. Both those teams are fucking, they're not nothing. Atlanta's nothing like it was last year at this point. I've never been sold on Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, a.k.a. Matty Take It in the Ass Twice. So it doesn't really do anything for me. I watch the games. I've always watched every game since I can remember. But now that I'm doing these recaps, I'm starting to realize now how shitty a lot of these teams are. When I have to be in depth to make sure I have certain point of views from it, I get a little bit of snippets from each one, and I get the replays. If I miss one thing, I go back, rewind, try to get the key plays. They're pretty shitty, bro. Both teams. And Darrelle Revis, I can't consider him a lockdown corner at this point. Dudes are lining up on the other side of him, and they got their dicks out now. Last year, not last year, but the year before and all those other years, they had it concealed. They were wearing chastity belts. Now they're lining up with their dicks out, so they don't respect them. And that's the bottom line. So nothing very impressive about that game. It was a shit fest. Excuse me. Okay, the next game, St. Louis Rams at Carolina. Carolina 30, St. Louis 15. Oh my God, where do I start? First of all, I gotta respect Steve Smith, because this dude don't give a fuck, bro. This dude will call you out and tell you he gonna slap you with an open hand. And I like that shit. Sometimes you need that. You know what I'm saying? He's going mad hard, though. He's going a little hard. Like I told you guys last week, you don't know what you're going to get from St. Louis from week to week. You have no idea. And now Bradford is out for the season. This team right now, I don't know what to expect from them. I thought they were going to be something to be reckoned with. I just think they're like that. They're like that butt plug in the adult store that's marked down, that people's used and brought back. Yo, man, they've been used and abused, and they don't know what the fuck's going on. And pretty much Bradford, he wasn't as good as I thought he should be for being that number 1 overall pick. But with him out for the season with an ACL injury, I don't see, I really don't see them going anywhere, because defensively they give up a lot of points, and last year they were more of a defensive grounded team. So I don't really know. I wouldn't look too much into St. Louis at this point. Carolina, I don't know if the coaches have been listening to me, because both Carolina and the Washington Redskins came out more with read options and pistol offenses since my last week's podcast, and they're playing more to their strengths. And wow, I can't believe it. They're actually getting success with moving the ball, because they're fucking agile quarterbacks. They can't be sitting up and posted up in the fucking pocket and looking like dicks. They have to be able to have a chance to be mobile. Cam Newton he looked a little bit better. Can't complain about that. That's what I want to see. If you come out and do what you're supposed to do, I'll give you your respect, bro. But if you come out and you're standing up there like an erected penis on Cialis for 5 hours, I can't respect shit like that. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So pretty much, that's what it is right there. It wasn't anything really spectacular about it. Tolbert had a decent game, but he also got stopped a couple times in the red zone. And Bradford's out. That's the basic summation of the game. Bradford's out for the season, and the Rams are pretty much done for the season, I believe, as well. You could count me. You could fucking write that down. I believe that they're done for the season. Without Bradford there, a quarterback is hard to come by in the NFL. And you guys should know that when you look at the Browns. Because Brandon Weeden and all these other fucking shitty motherfuckers, listen, man. Pretty much RIP St. Louis Rams for this season. Okay. Next game, Cincinnati at Detroit. Cincinnati 27, Detroit 24. I really thought Detroit was going to win this game. And Megatron had a coming out party. I'm not saying that he was a homosexual and he just came out in that form. I'm saying he had a coming out party. Like, the dude came out. He was catching passes like he was playing Madden. It was like 3 dudes on this clown ass nigga. And Matthew Stafford feels so comfortable You know what I'm saying? When this guy's in the game, because he's such a fucking I don't think that guy should be even allowed to play in the NFL. If you give that guy Steve Young, John Elway, Troy Aikman, if you give Megatron those kind of like Matthew Stafford is fucking Dante Culpepper reincarnated, but just Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson to switch. Matthew Stafford is not a good quarterback. If he didn't have Megatron, that dude would be that dude would probably be stocking shelves at Walmart. Like he's nothing to be. Look, man. Look, be thankful for small favors. And your small favors is that you got Megatron, Matthew Stafford. Other than that, you a shitty motherfucker. Cincinnati, once again, Marvin Lewis's face makes me want to fucking get a fucking drill bit and shove it in his ass. He just looks so stupid. But Cincinnati on paper, they're a very, very good defensive team, and I just can't play games with defenses, because defenses is what win championships. And if that defense is able to click and do what they're supposed to do, I'm not sold on Andy Dalton. He's another guy that's lucky having an AJ Green, because he just throws the ball up in the air and somehow AJ Green picks it up and runs it for 6. I'm really happy for Terrence Newman though. I always thought he was shitty when he was with the Cowboys. He's playing like a real corner. He's hitting, he's playing good coverage, and he has the speed. Everybody always knew he had the speed. But I like what I'm seeing from him. I can't say anything bad about Terrence Newman. That's the one thing I got out of the game. He jumped out at me. He's playing some real good D, Terrence Newman. But other than that, it's the same bullshit. I'm not sold on Andy Dalton, and I think that Matthew Stafford is a fucking bum, and he's Dante Culpepper's brother from another mother, pretty much. Next game, San Diego at Jacksonville. San Diego 24, Jacksonville 6. I tweeted during this game that I don't know how Phillip Rivers has time to practice, because this guy has 97 kids. But there's nothing really to talk about. Jacksonville should be fucking thrown into the abyss and not be able to return. And just sit in the abyss forever and never come back. That team is fucking horrible. San Diego handled the bitch motherfucking team like they were supposed to. And that's the bottom line about this game. There was nothing really spectacular about it. Playing the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars like playing with your son or daughter or your niece or nephew when they just come out the womb. They're a fucking joke. So that they did what they were supposed to do. Nothing really much to speak about in that game. Next game. Buffalo 23, Miami 21. This game was very intriguing, because the more I think about it, the more I realize that the Dolphins are kind of shitty. I don't really know. I don't really know what to say about this game. Tannehill is a bum, and I like Tannehill, or whatever the fuck his name is. You're getting beat by a 5th string fucking guy off the street that was packing the bags at the end of a fucking shopping center for people that were shopping. The quarterback that's playing right now. Like, how are you losing to this gentleman? I give him a lot of credit. The Buffalo quarterback that stepped up for E.J. Manuel. And E.J. Manuel better be careful, because he might go the route of a lot of these other quarterbacks and just get dropped like a bad habit. Because this dude, number 9, is that his number? I don't remember his name. He's an ugly motherfucker. Whoever the ugly-ass quarterback is for Buffalo. Because he hasn't been as dominant for me to know his name yet. I think I knew his name last week. But I'm on a binge after drinking a lot of Ray and Nephew last night. But I give you guys what I feel is straight raw and uncut. He's an ugly motherfucker, but he's playing his fucking life. Yo, bro, he's playing his life like he's playing like he's playing for oxygen. It's like a whore that needs to suck a man off. That's how bad this guy's playing right now. This guy has he's playing with a vengeance. And Tannehill is just out there stinking it up, bro. This dude's walking around with a butthole that hasn't been cleaned in weeks. This dude Tannehill. And other than that, there's nothing really much to talk about with this game. It was a pretty boring game. But pretty much the defense has played well. And number 9, whoever the fuck he is from Buffalo, is about to take E.J. Manuel's job. Because I can't see how you could bench him with the way that he's playing. He has a deep ball. He has legs. I think he's pretty good. And I love to see stories like this. A practice squad player gets a chance. Whenever you get a chance in life, regardless of what it is, take that shit and don't look back. Don't be nervous. Just go for it. Get it done. Because, 9 times out of 10, it's going to make you a success. But you got to show that hunger on the field. And I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for that dude from Buffalo, whoever the ugly motherfucker is. Whatever his name is, you guys can let me know. Okay, so not really much to talk about in that game. Next game, New England at the New York Jets. Wow. At one point, I tweeted that the New England Patriots were, anally raping the Jets as usual when the game was like 21-10 or something like that. But then pretty ass Tom Brady threw a pick six, and he tried to be like fucking the other quarterback, whatever his name is, the burnt raccoon, like one of the guys called him. I don't really know what's happening with this. I can't. I don't. First of all, the call at the end of the game, it is a rule, and I saw it in the playbook and they showed it. But that rule right there, I've never seen that call made, and probably because it's a new call as of this season. A new rule as of this season. But it just seemed unfair the way the New England Patriots lost that game. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't really give a fuck about the Patriots because I think that Spygate is the reason that they got all their rings. Even though I also give Tom Brady credit because you still have to execute even though you're cheating. But when you know of what people are doing, it's much easier. But pretty much, Geno Smith, I like his demeanor when it comes down to the ending game. It's like the ending of a game. It's like he doesn't have a pulse. And I like that about him. I just don't like his face. But that being said, it just came off kind of like eerie. Like, it's like sort of like the New England Patriots are getting what they deserve because of what they did in the past type of thing. Like, what kind of call is that? You pushing your man by his butt cheeks into the other thing? Like, to call that, not let, even though it's right in front of the ref and it's a new rule. I guess, look, it's a rule. So bottom line, they got the call because it was supposed to be done. It just felt a little bit unfair as if it was supposed to be that, Folk had just missed a field goal or whoever their kicker is. It just seemed as if the Patriots were supposed to get another chance to try to win. Even though I'm not sold on Tom Brady. Listen, if Gronkowski was like his Randy Moss on Sunday, it was just like, he's pathetic. He's not even throwing the ball to anybody else. I understand everybody else sucks, but Thompson is the guy that caught that ball for him against the Saints for them to get that loss. So I don't want to hear any excuses. He's just not doing what he's supposed to do. Tom Brady, as far as my opinion, with the other higher ranked quarterbacks at this point. But I am happy for the Jets. Rex Ryan and those boys deserve that to finally get over the hump and get that win. So it is what it is, man. But as far as the game goes, Geno Smith did throw a pick six, but he also threw a lot of darts. And that run that he had, where he showed his speed, very, very impressive. I give him credit for that. Tom Brady didn't show me anything spectacular. He couldn't move the ball in overtime when he got it. They had to punt the ball. That's not Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady wants to be a male model full-time now and dress up in Uggs and pour hot milkshakes on him and fucking pose like that. That's all he wants to do. He don't want to play football because I'm not seeing it. And you know what I'm saying, bro? Listen, bro, go dress up in one of your wife's stocking suits and start modeling and shit in the backyard, bro, and get a tan. You fucking guy's a clown. Next game, Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas 17, Philadelphia 3. First off, before I say anything, I have to give the Dallas Cowboys credit for coming out and ripping these guys a new asshole. I'm very disappointed in the Philadelphia Eagles. Very disappointed in Chip Kelly. Very disappointed in the team as a whole. You don't get your ass whipped in your division like this. This NFC East is a joke, but you don't come out and let Dallas, who is, as Stephen A. puts it, what is it? They're a disaster waiting to happen or whatever they say. You don't allow this team to come in there and fuck you in the ass on your home field. I said a couple weeks back when Vic got injured that Nick Foles wasn't kind of the quarterback that meets Chip Kelly's type of offense. If you look at his Oregon days, whatever Chip Kelly has been, he's had mobile quarterbacks. I'm not saying that Nick Foles is a bum, but I am saying that he's shitty. And I watched this man run around in the backfield and get sacked. He didn't fumble like Vic would, but he ran around and held the ball like he was playing pee-wee football and got sacked several times. You cannot do that in the NFL. I would rather Vic try to make a play and fumble the ball than to continuously just stand there and get sacked, bro. It just looks so pathetic. He looked ridiculous. And then this other guy, what's the third string quarterback's name? Matt Barkley. That guy needs to go and fill out an application and start working at fucking Best Buy and selling electronics. That guy does not need to be playing football. You come in, and there's not even a lot of time left when Nick Foles went out and you throw 3 picks. You're a bum, bro. You're a fucking bum and a pussy bitch motherfucker. That's all I can really say about that. But Nick Foles, this is going back to what I'm saying. Like I said, look, when I watch football, I look at it differently. Because I actually played football. So I look at it and I try to understand and analyze the players. And like I said, when I saw Nick Foles play, I understand Nick Foles can throw the ball. I understand the type of quarterback he is. But I don't think the playbook that Chip Kelly has meets his type of needs. It's not for him. He's more of a, I guess a Joe Flacco offense, a Matty Ice offense. This is a fast-paced offense that Chip Kelly is trying to do. Nick Foles is slower than fucking Gary the Squirrel and SpongeBob. Like, this is not something that is going to work. And the defense is going to play the way that they played and not even worry about any kind of fucking fakes when he tries to fake it to McCoy. They're going to go and fuck this guy up. He's slow as shit. There's nothing else in between this. He's fucking, bro, the guy left with a concussion. I didn't even see, I don't know. I looked at it. I don't know. I can't really say he's faking it. I would never say that. It's such a rough game. I'm just saying that I don't think he meets the criteria to be the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my opinion. I think it doesn't have to be Michael Vick, but it needs to be somebody that's more mobile to present a dual threat when that type of thing is happening in the backfield. That's all I'm saying. And I've been saying that for a while when Nick Foles went in that I didn't think he was going to do that well. He came out with one win against a bum team. Everybody was so excited. Oh, yeah. No. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. That's it. Tony Romo, he's not, listen. Okay, he made some plays. I have to give Dallas credit. But they should have put up a lot more points against Philadelphia. That's all I'm saying. I understand the type of grinded out thing it is, but Tony Romo, you got to make a statement. Giving up 3 points, only giving up 3 points is making a statement, but Tony Romo should have scored a lot more points. That's all. That's what my point of view is. He should have definitely scored a lot more points. And I was expecting him to fucking ravishly destroy the anal, and I wasn't impressed by the way he just tinkered around the butthole. That's it. Next game, Chicago 41, Washington 45 at Washington. Congratulations, Mike Shanahan and your son. You guys are fucking dickheads, but you finally put RG3 in formations that he could be successful in. And guess who got the fucking better half of it? Roy Halou Jr. RG3 showed that he could still move. RG3 is a threat in the NFL because he can run. You cannot set him up in regular shotgun normal without even being offset. You cannot set him up in all these basic, ridiculous formations that every other standard, universal, prototypical quarterback does. What you did last week was commendable because you showed, I don't know if you were listening to my podcast, I don't want to take credit for it, but you had him in the pistol almost all the goddamn game, and you gave him a chance to be successful. That's all I ask for these quarterbacks. This is a different era of quarterbacks. They have to be able to produce based on what they can do. That's it. Chicago, you got your boy, what's his name? Jay Cutler's out with a groin injury for like 4 weeks. Good luck. Mark Trestman, good luck. You guys have been stinking it up for the past whatever amount of weeks. You barely beat the Giants. I wasn't surprised that you lost to Washington, even though it was a shootout. Good luck with Jay Cutler being out. I don't see this guy, McNown, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't see him coming in and doing much. The Redskins, I think, putting up 45 points, even though their defense gave up 41, was kind of a momentum changer for RG3, and it's going to further help him. It's nothing else I can really say about that situation other than congratulations. Congratulations to RG3 and them boys, man. Putting up 41 points ain't no small feat, but pretty much Washington, I think they turned the corner on this, and as long as they stay in the pistol and they do what they're supposed to do, I think they can be successful. And that's the bottom line. That's it. That's all I can really say about that. And the game was pretty exciting to watch. I watched a lot of this game because of the fact that it was so many points being scored. I liked it, and I was just very, very happy for RG3. Even though I think he should cut his cornrows, his braids out, because it's 2013, and you can't be running around like that no more. But pretty much, yeah. It was a good game, but Jay Cutler being out, that's kind of that has to kind of sting your nipples a little bit, bro. If you're a Chicago Bears fan, because I really don't see how it's going to work from there on in. So I would kind of just say that they better bring condoms when they go to their next couple games or the next 4 games while Jay Cutler's out. Next game, San Francisco at Tennessee. San Francisco 31, Tennessee 17. Once again, man, they put this guy in the proper formations, and Kaepernick did what he was supposed to do. Very, very happy for Kaepernick. He runs like a hyena, but you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, he got speed. He was able to Kaepernick for the first time in a very long time. Very, very happy for him. San Francisco is still not, I believe that they're still the second best team. Personally, that's what I believe. But to see him actually keep the read option and do that, I was very, very excited about it. Tennessee, what do I say? How do I say this? Chris Johnson, bro, this fucking guy. Yo, listen, look, I don't know if it's his offensive line. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what's going on. But I will tell you this. Very, very, what's his name? What's the other guy's name that came in? I forgot the guy that came back so fast. Whatever their quarterback's name is. I can't remember his name right now. That's what happens when I have too much to drink the night before. The starting the guy that came back mad early from the hip injury, for Tennessee, Jake Locker. He should have just probably sat out for another week. I believe that was him. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things, but I thought that was him that came out and actually played against a defense that you shouldn't probably play against if you're coming back from a fucking a hip injury when you know that this team is gonna really try to lay the wood on you. All homo. But pretty much he came back. He's trying to show that he's there for his team. He's trying to. I guess it's like a momentum shift or whatever the case is. But there isn't anything much else left to say. The 49ers did what they were supposed to do. The Tennessee Titans, I don't know what to expect from them either, or Mike Munchak, or whatever the fuck his name is. It's some kind of Chak. I really don't know what to expect from him. Pretty much right now, this shit's a fuckfest. And I don't know what's going to come from it. And Tennessee, Chris Johnson, I don't know what I'm really baffled because I have him on my fantasy team. That's why I'm really I don't really know what to say, because I really want to just strangle him and rip the fucking grill out of his mouth, because he's so fast, but he runs like it doesn't really matter to him, and he's always getting smashed up. I don't know if that I really can't explain it. What I see from him when I watch him play, he's kind of shitty. That's all I can really say about it. And the 49ers should have scored more points and gave up less, but it is what it is. I was happy to see Kaepernick finally keep a fucking read option. Cleveland at Green Bay 31, Cleveland 13. Let's just make this quick. Cleveland Browns started Brandon Weeden because they have no choice. Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers. Although he doesn't have, 2 of his main threats, he played the Browns. The Browns has a decent defense. Joe Hayden is decent. All that shit. Yeah, great. Whatever. Pretty much. The fucking Brandon Weeden he still tried to pull a Brandon Weeden. Again, he threw the same exact pass. That bothers me. You would come out, stink it up, and still do the same shit again. I can't do this shit. It makes no fucking sense. Brandon Weeden should go and just be a fucking what do they call those people? A gardener. He should get dressed up in a gardener outfit and go plant shrubs. He's a fucking disgrace to every Cleveland Brown fan that is alive at this point. A fucking disgrace. That's it. That's pretty much it. Next game. Houston at Kansas City. Kansas City 17, Houston 16. This game was very intriguing to me because everybody was talking like this guy that was going to come in for the Houston Texans wasn't going to be able to do anything. He played great, and Houston should have won this game. Alex Smith made a lot of rookie mistakes. He threw picks. He did some stupid shit at critical points in the game where I thought that he was giving the game away. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. I forgot the Houston Texans third string quarterback's name, whatever his name is, but he put in some work, and he looked very, very good against a defense that looked like they devour. Those are animals on that other side of the ball. Tamba Ali and all them boys is fucking nuts. I seen them boys, they fucking ripped this game away from Houston. I think his name was Keenan or something, or Keenan or something like that, the quarterback from Houston. But I was very impressed that he was able to get through this, and that's pretty much what this game was. Other than that, it was like a shit fest. It wasn't too much of an exciting game. Not a lot of offense. Defenses basically went out there and laid everything out on the ground. Left everything out on the field. Not really much to talk about other than I think it was Keenan, the guy that came in. Anybody is better than Matt Schwab. I will take a 9-year-old under center before I want Matt Schwab there. Matt Schwab should be cut right now. Like, as I'm speaking on this thing, before anybody, it should just be breaking news across everywhere that Matt Schwab has now been cut. That's how I feel about Matt Schwab. He's a fucking bum. Kudos to Kansas City being 6-0. You guys been getting fucked in the ass for a very, very long time. I don't know if you're 6-0 or 7-0. I don't know what it is. I just know you guys are undefeated. And you guys deserve it. Andy Reid, you deserve more cheesesteaks to be delivered via UPS to your house because of the way you're playing right now. Because you refuse to lose any kind of weight. So you might as well just eat it up. You know what I'm saying? Because you hold the record for the most cheesesteaks in 3 minutes. And you're playing very well out there in Kansas City. And you deserve some credit for that. So congrats to Andy Reid and them boys out there and his staff. You're playing very well. And I'm happy for you guys in Kansas City. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 19, Baltimore 16. This also was a fucking very disgusting game that I didn't really give a fuck at. I didn't give a fuck who won. I just wanted it to be over. Apparently, Pittsburgh, they kicked the field goal, whatever, got the win. Mike Tomlin was very, very happy about it. I'm glad that they're getting their swagger back, if you want to say that. It was a very ugly game to watch. Big Ben did what Big Ben did and made plays. Joe Flacco does what Joe Flacco did and missed a lot of plays, but made some plays when it counted. Nothing really to talk about. Both these teams look like fuck. I don't really want to watch these games. I just do it just so I can have something to talk about with it. But it was nothing very exciting about this game, other than Pittsburgh was able to escape with a win. That's it. And they're trying to turn things around. Other than that, I could have done without watching this. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't very exciting football. Next game was very exciting though. Denver at Indianapolis. Denver 33, Indianapolis 39. I'm going to start off by saying this. Jim Irsay made some very, very interesting comments about Peyton Manning, comparing him to Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, other guys that got more than one ring. And he just seemed, with his quote, you guys can Google his quote, he just came off as very disrespectful and not appreciative of what Peyton Manning did for the Colts in that city of Indianapolis. Very, very disrespectful. And I thought, this is what I'm thinking. I guess I'm just a douche, which I am. I'm thinking that Peyton Manning's going to take it personally and air out the Colts. But I didn't realize that most of his offensive line was hanging out at a buffet and just wasn't there. Whether they're injured or whatever was going on. And he was basically going to be a man on his own island. And Mathis was going to be fucking flying around the edge like a fucking hawk and making him fumble and shit. I make no excuse for Peyton Manning. He threw the ball wobbly like he was twerking while he was throwing the ball. I don't know what was happening. I'm very, very happy for Andrew Luck, though. Because for the reception, if another player is coming into your home and getting such a warm reception and you got to go out and perform, mentally, that can bother a second-year player that's not used to it, that doesn't understand what it is. Andrew Luck, I'm very impressed with Andrew Luck. I like what Andrew Luck's doing. Very, very happy that he was able to win it. But look, they should have blew the Denver Broncos out. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is a fast motherfucker, and he played hella defense and made some critical bat downs in that game. I watched this game in its entirety because these are the type of games that excite me. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my erection down and really watch this game. Like, I was excited to watch this shit. Because Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, those comments, I could have bet money that Denver would come away with this win. And Andrew Luck and that team stepping up and then being so humble You know what I'm saying? Chuck Pagano is a great guy. I really hope that he goes on to really beat leukemia, because leukemia is such a serious cancer. He's a great man, and he's showing his team. You can see his team is a reflection of him, and he's so humble about the things that he does, and at the same time a bulldog. That's a very, very. That's what I try to pride myself on being. Just being there for doing what you have to do, and at the same time understanding that it's a blessing for you to be able to do the things that you're able to do. And when they fucking ripped the butt plug out of Peyton Manning's ass in this game and just did what they had him so rattled, he was throwing the ball like a fucking rookie. It was embarrassing to see. But I would have bet that Peyton Manning would have won this game single-handedly because of the billboard material that Jim Irsay gave him. And after him losing, I kind of understand what Jim Irsay was saying. Like, this guy, he is the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, but he wasn't able to win this game. And I could see what he's saying, but at the same time, Jim Irsay, you didn't give him a defense for years. And even when he won the Super Bowl, he didn't really have a decent defense. He had a guy named Bob Sanders, that's like 4'3", a midget playing safety. He didn't have a real defense. If Jim Irsay put his money where his mouth is and gave him a defense, Peyton Manning would have won more than one ring there. You have to remember, I don't know if you guys remember when Indianapolis had to outscore the other team because their defense was so bad. If they had a defense, yeah, they would have won more than one ring. So at the same time, I was on the fence, man. I was happy for Andrew Luck, sad for Peyton because he couldn't shut up Jim Irsay, but it is what it is. Peyton Manning took his first loss of the season, and the Colts have beat every good team that's in the league. I would be scared of the Colts if I was anybody else, and scared of the way Andrew Luck has those wheels. He can move and he can throw. I'll be very scared of that if I was another team in this conference, because you don't know what you're going to get. And Mathis is playing out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? He's coming right around the edge, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, peekaboosh. Like, this is a problem. I would be very concerned if I was any other team that had to face Indianapolis for the rest of the season and in the playoffs, because you don't know what you're going to get from this team. I would not be surprised if they make the playoffs and go deep inside the playoffs, like sexual activity is what I'm trying to what is that? What is that word? Initiate? No. Insinuate. I'm trying to insinuate sexual activity when I say that they go deep into the playoffs, as if the playoffs was a woman. Just so you guys know if you didn't catch it. Okay, so pretty much that was what I got from the game. Very, very exciting game, and when I dropped Hayward Bay, that would be the game that he would come out and score a touchdown. But that's besides the point. That's just what happens in fucking fantasy football. Okay, our last game, Minnesota at New York Giants. The New York Giants 23, Minnesota 7. They prevented the Giants from going 0-7, which is what I'm very, very upset about with Minnesota. And Leslie Frazier should be fired as I'm speaking on this mic right now. And I don't like to say that for anybody, because I believe that everybody should have a chance to do something in their life, to be able to take care of their families and do stuff like that. But he shouldn't be a head coach. You put arguably the worst quarterback next to fucking Brandon Whedon in your starting lineup. Josh Freeman was so bad, he made the Giants look like the fucking 85 Bears, yo. Like, listen, look, not even, no, that's more of a defensive team. The greatest show on turf with the fucking Rams. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, with Kurt Warner and them boys and Marshall Faulk. That's how good he made the Giants look, Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman is a fucking bum. He does not deserve to play in the National Football League. I'm going to just say it like that. And his eyes is popping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't know what's going on. Like, he's a little kid. Bro, you're throwing the ball to nobody. You're throwing one-handed picks, bro. Come on. You're fucking garbage, man. I cannot sit through it. He has to be benched. He's horrible. What the fuck is going on? Don't sugarcoat this shit. He's fucking trash. That's the bottom line. He's fucking trash. That's it. Nothing else to say about it. The dude is a fucking bum. That's it. I have nothing else to say about it. Eli, okay. Eli played like shit, but got away with it because Minnesota is garbage. He threw some touchdowns. Victor Cruz dropped one. The other fucking guy, Hakeem Nicks, was dropping passes. The fucking guy, Randall, fumbled the ball. The Giants should not have won this game. Anybody else would have beaten the Giants. Any other team in the league, even the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's how horrible the Giants are playing. But Minnesota was playing so much worse that it made the Giants look like they were able to win. Like, they were actually smiling on the sidelines like, wow, Minnesota's pretty shitty. Josh Freeman, I was sitting here throwing shit. Like one of those goddamn Budweiser commercials. Like, this guy, Josh Freeman, I threw up. I took a shit. It was so disgusting. It was like watching a horror flick that was awful. Like that Halloween with Busta Rhymes in it when he was fucking roundhouse kicking Michael Myers. I was so disgusted. Josh Freeman should go away to a far, far land and never return. Like in The Lion King, when Scar told Simba. That is it for my recap for Week 7. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, I really don't give a fuck. Have a good day. One love.